As you have now found face side and face edge, it is important during the marking out process that you always use the stock of the tri-square along face side or face edge. As the tri-square creates the 90-degree angle, it ensures that accuracy and precision is involved all throughout your marking out process. It is important to keep the brass strip of the stock nice and tight up against face side or face edge. This ensures that the markings that you are creating are perfectly perpendicular to the surface in which you are marking off. Ensure that the stock is nice and tight up against the piece at all times. When the stock is used at face side and face edge, it ensures that your markings are parallel to one another. This is very important to the precision and the marking out of your project that which you are creating. What does squaring the lines mean? Squaring the lines means that taking your whole markings around the piece to ensure that your marking is 90 degrees to one another. Square means that two connecting surfaces create a 90-degree angle. This is what we're doing in our marking out. When we're doing this, it is important to keep the stock nice and tight up to face side and face edge to ensure that the whole 90 degrees of the tri-square is being used. It is important to remember that I am only using pen for the marking out processes for visual effect. When using pen on wood, it absorbs the ink, and this is why it is necessary to use pencil. So this is just for visual purposes only. When coming to the end of the squaring process, it is important to check the piece to look for face side and face edge. Using face side and face edge ensures that the piece that you are marking is perfectly squared around to ensure good accuracy and precision when completing the process. Using tri-square, it's important to clamp the stock of the tri-square nice and tight up against the piece, using your thumb to provide the pressure inwards and also your index finger providing pressure down on the blade. Once completed the squaring process, it indicates that all your lines are parallel to one another. This is the important aspect of the tri-square and the reason for its 90 degrees. This is very important for the precision and accuracy through the marking out, which continues on to the processing elements. It's also important to check that all your lines line up to ensure that no mistakes are made. What happens if you don't use face side and face edge when marking out? This piece is clearly identified with face side and face edge. One portion of the marking out process has been already completed when using face side and face edge. Here is shown what happens when you don't use face side and face edge. As shown there, the tri-square was positioned on the non-face edge side, and you can see the difference in the marking out. Shown here is the line that was created with the tri-square using face side and face edge, and also labelled now is the line created when using the non-face side and face edge. This highlights and means that the accuracy and precision will be non-existent in this marking out. These images highlight the difference between when the tri-square was used using face side and face edge, which is the black line, and also when the tri-square was used not using face side and face edge, which is the red line. This indicates how important it is to use the tri-square off face side and face edge to ensure that the lines are perfectly accurate and precise. As the ruler is the tool that determines the measurements, it is important that it is used correctly. It is used with the tri-square to ensure that the measurement from the points that you are marking are perfectly correct. It's important to use the tri-square as talked about earlier in the video. Ensure that the stock is nice and tight up against face side or face edge, and ensure that the ruler is flush with the blade. This is important because it gives you the correct reading from the blade to the position that you are marking from. Here I am marking a distance of 10 mil from the end grain to the top of the blade. This is indicated as shown. The distance from the end grain is 10 mil when measured with the ruler and the tri-square correctly. When the ruler is not used correctly and is positioned at an angle as shown and not flush with the tri-square and taking the same distance, it creates an inaccurate marking. When you measure it, it is off by 2 mil and gives you a distance of 8 mil from the end grain to the line. This proves that it is important to ensure that the ruler is perfectly flush up against the top of the tri-square to ensure precise and accurate markings are continuously marked throughout your process